Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Deer Corner. Had a heck of a storm yesterday. It came in about 3 in the afternoon and it stayed till about 10 o'clock last night. But I'm coming out. I'm going to pull my chips on some cameras and kind of discuss a little technique that came up in Alabama, and a technique I use on how I harvest a mature deer pretty much every year. I've been pretty lucky, pretty fortunate, but since the rain, and be a good time right now because we got our fire breaks open back up. Every 5 years we come in and, according to land management, to keep your fire breaks open every 5 years. A lot of people call them logging roads, but they're actually a fire break, and it helps on the taxes and also helps a little bit on your insurance, and every little bit these days helps. So after the rain and everything's soft and muddy, I believe it's a good time to kind of show you what our discussion was about in Alabama that we had, and I'll bring that up a little bit later. But what I'm doing, now I know the does cross down here. I already know that. I've got cameras up. I've got pictures of them and video of them crossing down here, and I already know that. This isn't going to be a surprise to me. But I'm wanting to show you on it, and no, I don't set up hunting deer on this crossing at all. Even though I know the deer cross here year after year after year, we don't set up to hunt this. And I'll bring that up in a little bit, but let me just walk down through here. And I'm coming up on it, so let me just turn the camera around. And after the rain, they left some tracks. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what we got. I'm going to see how good this comes up. There's a doe here, doe track. Come down through here. There's a nice doe track there. A nice doe track there. There's a newbie. I call a newbie as one that's not a year old yet. There's another doe track. A couple nice mature. Now these are mature does tracks in here. So they're crossing. They're coming out of this right here. They're coming down off that hillside, coming up that saddle right there, and they're coming across here, and they're going on up down through there, down through another saddle. This isn't what we don't hunt this right here. We do know there are 3 mature does crossing here. 2 of them together, 1 comes up behind. We do know that we got 5, maybe 6, 3 4-year-old does. And we do know that we got some newbies crossing there. But it's the old does that we want to keep our eye on. The old mature does. And I'm hoping, walking through here looking, to come up with reasoning behind that. Now, when we were in Alabama, we got to speak a little bit, along with 6 other gentlemen. So, walking down through here, and this topic came up. All right here it is. Let me bring the camera around and show you this. All right. Right there, much bigger track. That's a big track right there. There's another one over here. Much bigger. Now these are bucks. There's one over here. Now these are some pretty good sized tracks. Good mature buck. Put my hand down next to it. Now these are mature bucks here. 2 mature bucks and a young one. Hot and humid after that rain. But this is what I'm going to come up with and what I'm going to bring up. You'll hear about your bucks going to your summer home, then grazing, returning to their winter home. That's partially true. Partially true. The other part they're not telling you is the does go with them. See, they go where the feed is. They go where they can get something to eat and don't have to exert a lot of time in doing it. So the does and the bucks basically travel together. Not necessarily bunching up together. They stay in their own little pockets. Does here, bucks there. But they're in the same location. Same thing comes fall, they move to where the feed is. The other feed gets tough, dries up, dies, it's not there, so they move. And it ends up where they are during hunting season. The other thing is your bucks, especially your mature bucks. Always know where the does are at. Pretty much 7 days a week, 365 days a year, them mature bucks know where them does are at. And when it comes during the rut or pre-rut, when they start losing their velvet, your mature does and your mature bucks especially, your mature bucks will follow and stay up with a mature doe. Now, like I told them, we've said down there in Alabama, it's not necessarily a mature buck won't breed a 2-year-old doe or a 3-year-old doe. They prefer an older doe. It's easier. The older doe is more experienced, knows what's going on, knows the cycle, and it's easier for a mature buck to breed a mature doe rather than trying to breed a young doe, a doe that hasn't been bred yet. Now, you find your mature does, stay with them, because they're going to attract your mature bucks. And just like here, that I proved right here. Now, I had the camera, I'm changing chips out, changing my chips out, and putting the other chip in, took this one out, and we'll look at it. A month and a half ago, this is where I filmed off the game camera 2 nice bucks that were in velvet, crossing right here. And up above them is where the does are crossing. And what's funny, this is east of where the does are crossing. We get a southerly south wind coming up through here. So the bucks are staying above wind, downwind from where the does are crossing. Is where the bucks are crossing, downwind already. So this is one technique and one thing I always look at. Every year, I want to know where my mature does are. Because I do know, during the rut and the pre-rut, your mature bucks prefer a mature doe to breed. And even during the rut to chase. Because that mature, like I said, that mature doe knows what's going on It isn't going to buck, kick, run. She's experienced what's going on. Basically, it's not going to kill her. And this is a technique I use. The 43rd Deer Expo was in Alabama. The 17th through the 19th of July, I got invited, kind of. Other YouTube channels. And we had the platform for about 30 minutes, 6 of us. I'm going to bring that up and show some of that. And this is part of the discussion on how am I able to locate mature bucks. And that's because I locate the mature does. And I stay with them mature does all year long, because I know the bucks are going to follow them does. And I'm talking your mature does. If you sit back and watch some of the videos, especially some that's got some food plots in them, and if you sit back and start noticing in food plots and noticing that there's young does out there, and he may throw the camera over and show you a 6-point that's out there with him. Kind of tells a story right there. Not saying the mature buck isn't around, but it's showing that a young buck will chase a young doe. He doesn't know no different, that she's going to be hard and difficult. He don't know yet. He will in a few years, then he's going to start chasing old does. You can see that in a lot of videos out there of food plots. And you'll see some nice bucks out in the food plot. And if you look at the does, those aren't young does. There's some old does out there in that food plot. But I don't think a lot of people actually sat back and looked at that. But this is how I hunt. And how I choose where to hunt and how to hunt. So, a little bit of this information I hope helps. It's time to start scouting. If you're not already, you should be out looking. Thanks for coming along. Leave me a comment. I'll get back with you. So go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Help the channel out. And like I say, it's going to be hot. I got plenty to drink. I got a little more to do. Got some more chips to change out. And like I say, you're in the woods, be safe. Rather be safe than sorry. And just be careful out there. And thanks for coming along.